their equipment were landed. The American 6th Army Corps pushed north along the Rhone River Valley. And other troops moved eastward toward the Italian border. The drive into the heart of France was deeper now. Patton's 3rd Army angled toward points just east and south of Paris. The 1st Army flanking the 3rd. The 7th now was moving up swiftly from the south. Days after the landings in southern France, Paris was liberated after 4 years of Nazi occupation.
For match 4. Today we have Aleksei versus St. Jimmy, or otherwise known as Dwayne Johnson. We have St. Jimmy going for America versus Red Army for Aleksei. Aleksei won the coin toss, so he got to pick the map, which he went for French Community after defaulting the map choice. And then Dwayne Johnson had opted for the top side after a quick glance. So 3, 2, 1. What do you think of the buys either which way for the America versus Red Army? You know, it's not a common map up. It's not what's balanced around.
I would say for the USA, they should spam on the right because you need to somewhat outspam the Soviets at the start. Because at the start, you need quantity over quality. You need to cover the map with infantry just so you get a sight of everything and for you to stabilize the front lines. Same thing with Soviets. I would say just spam the sequence by assault squad, SMG squads, and
looks like Soviets have opened shock, SMG. So not going for the pure quantity. Wanted to get that flamethrower out. Body armor will make a little bit of a difference, but not really against America. He is making a little bit of a micro mistake here. He should have sent all of his guys out and then K'd them to disband the squad. That way he could have had them all moving immediately. Instead he singled them off from his spawn. Aleksei is going to get there later to the middle as a result of that.
Seems like the St. Jimmy's going strong on the west side, Dwayne's going strong in the middle.
I mean, it makes sense to go and try to do that simply because your opponent normally gets a closer spawn on the west side, so if you can secure that early, you can make up the difference between the spawn advantage.
Yeah.
It may have went a little bit too strong on that west side, though.
Yeah.
Did we see a single buy Marine shotgun trooper? Interesting. It's not something you see very often. They're quite pricey. Like I say, definitely taking the lead here as far as the kills, though he's down on caps. But there's not much to hold up that American east side at the moment, though reinforcements are on the way. We're seeing another armored rifle squad and a 30 cal Jeep. We have the Maxim out for the Soviets. Should win that battle against the 30 cal Jeep. 30 cal Jeep actually redirected back over to the west, or center. I don't think the Gaz AA truck is the choice against the Americans. The Americans have a lot of rifle grenades and a lot of cheap bazooka options, and any near hit is going to actually knock out the truck. Maybe not full kill it, but it will disable it temporarily. It can be alright as long as he keeps it at range, but that is sometimes difficult to do.
Seems like St. Jimmy's losing badly. He's bad losing. He doesn't have enough infantry on the front. He's just rushing up his units towards the middle.
Yeah.
He has a bunch of infantry on the west. He's not moving anything with that. I would like to see him to push for the back cap.
Yeah,
just to add a little bit of pressure on the west.
If he were to push up to that second wall, he'd be able to cut off that hill and then secure it for the most part. He did buy a single buy bazooka in response to the Gaz. That's certainly a mistake. And then one of the normal rifle squads that has a bazooka. Probably should have went for the Paramarine, does not realize that they have the AT rifle, or had gone with an AT gun. The M3 AT gun is a good choice, or could have went with the M8 howitzer. Anything to knock out that Gaz if it stays out of AT grenade range, or grenade rifle range in general. Soviets going up double PTRD. He is aware of the need to have the AT. Jeep's still alive in middle, but vulnerable. A little bit of a push from Dwayne trying to get onto that back cap. Get taken out by a grenade though. Dwayne making a full push with smoke over on the east side, trying to take that point. Not a ton over there. PCRT landing the collat. He is dangerously grouped up. Might need a grenade if Aleksei is paying attention. Gaz also now working in as well. Set them all to free move, and they're just getting cut down as a result. Tension does come in, but it's too late. Now I push in the middle as well from Dwayne. Looks like he should be able to keep the flag. Not much there. M16 out for Dwayne, although that is going to get taken out by the AT rifle most likely. Aleksei out with a scout car, not something you usually see on account of the sequence buy. It's definitely a better value generally. The scout car is of course quite a bit faster, but doesn't make a big difference on a small map like this. Aleksei spamming out the single buys by the looks of it.
I would like to see Aleksei spam like some vet snipers as of right now. He has worse control of the map.
M16 does take out the Gaz AA, does not go down to the AT rifle. AT rifle's out of range, not moving into position. Definitely a mistake there. Or sorry, Aleksei is Red Army, so he doesn't get the secrets by half-tracks, but generally you still don't see them. Those are the vehicles that the US didn't really like. Armored 50 cal track out for Dwayne Johnson now. Pretty sure that still loses to the scout car in most cases. The scout car has better armor. Dwayne now losing that western flag that he had worked for early on. I want to put resources into. Looks like
Alright,
Dwayne just walking into a submachine gun and dying. This M16 should not be alive, but it is. Let's say not being on top of the micro there. We are finally seeing an M3 AT gun out for Dwayne, although nothing to currently engage with.
I would say M3 AT gun is generally a bad buy, especially when I would say Stewart's and Greyhounds are out.
The M3A gun is phenomenal, especially when you're working with these low accuracy guns in general, and that the 37HE is not really capable of, or 50mm HE is not really capable of killing AT guns very well. You can simply just rearm it if it does get decrewed. That is not a problem. But on top of that, it's a lot cheaper. You're looking at 150 versus 220 for the Greyhound, and the Greyhound is easily taken out by PTRDs, and the Stewart is 270. So quite a bit more expensive than the 150 you would pay for the AT gun, and 30 if you were to get the infantry ammo crate alongside it.
Yeah, but as of right now, I would see aleksei kind of buy a BT-7A just to counter that M3 and just kill the groups of infantry near mid.
I mean, it's not a certainty. I think they have the same range as the BT-7A. They have, yeah. We do see a BT-5 out. Certainly can be a problem for that M16. PTRD engaging infantry up to 4 infantry kills now. PTRD could be used to break the AT gun. The 50 cal took a fight from something and is now going to get chased down by the scout car.
You guys doing a 1v1?
We are casting a game right now, Tate.
Sorry. Fuck are these guys playing? Who's playing?
Definitely switching to a little bit more passive. Both ends here. Dwayne again, Congo lining again. Looks like he might have misclicked, tried to get into the building and accidentally clicked in front of it. That cost him that entire almost 200 MP squad. Oh, I missed it. Willie's MB looks like it rushed into the scout car. Did manage to break the wheels and the tracks on it, but did not fully kill it. and then detonated. And trying to make a move on it while it is somewhat vulnerable. Doesn't have a gunner in position, though there is some infantry supporting it. Pretty firm lead here going on from Aleksei, both in kills, scores, and flag. Certainly not decisive yet. Now M16 out. Again, I don't really think that's the call. You probably want to stick with the Stuarts just because they're immune to the PTRD from the front. They're going to do...
Sorry?
They're going to do fairly okay against PT5 like derivatives. PT5 has low penetration at max range. T-70 does have APCR. I'm not sure how the difference makes out in the long range. And the Stuart is capable of killing them. Now seeing a Lee and snipers out from Aleksei, going to full secure that western flag. M16 moving in position, but it's just going to get cut down by the Lee if it realizes.
I would like to see a Sherman right now from Dwayne.
Yeah, it's definitely the choice. Definitely have an advantage against the Lee. Certainly can kill the infantry off as well. T60 out from Aleksei now. I don't think either one have spent their SP. Are you looking at... Did you swap the Dwayne, or are you staying on Aleksei? 321.
I was staying on Aleksei, but I'm
Okay,
pretty
good.
sure Dwayne didn't buy any SP.
Yeah. You might have bought some infantry squads, that's the only thing I'm not sure of. So definitely on with the single buys. In fact, we're even seeing a single buy flamethrower.
Seems like Dwayne's gonna do another conga line in middle right now.
Oh, that is going to be painful. Gets a grenade in there as well. Definitely throwing away a ton of value.
And there's a little conga line on the right, on the east side.
Those guys are certainly out of position as well. One grenade away from all dying. Still no Sherman out. He has to realize he needs some sort of tank on the field. The 3AT gun is still alive. Can kill that T60. 16 finding a spot where it's relatively safe from the lead and can engage the infantry. Let's pick off one of the snipers. Definitely a high value target. In fact, it looks like it got both of them. Not sure what had burned those guys out. Must toss some Molotov onto those guys who were Congo line behind that wall in the east. It is well past officer time. We're not seeing either player making use of the officer. Certainly a mistake there as well. At least we can see Aleksei definitely has money he could be earning back right now. 3 officers would put him below his cap currently. Could also definitely be more aggressive due to the lack of enemy tanks. Finally seeing a Sherman out. There is no real Soviet AT, so if he takes that Lee out and there's no counter buy, he could certainly roll over that without too much of a problem. Say now securing the east by the looks of it from the Congo line. Dwayne definitely needs to start putting some moves on. Does the Lee have an angle with his main gun? Doesn't look like Aleksei has realized yet. I believe he does. Although he's just out of range by the looks of it. Going to disengage, probably the wise choice. Lee, of course, can always make use of its turrets on top. In good position, especially on a map like this. It has a lot of opportunities for that.
Seems like Dwayne's gonna conga line again.
Yeah, conga line coming. It might work out this time, just because the wall's there. No, until the grenade launcher blows everybody up.
Alright, that's a little AI diff there.
Well, it probably would have worked had that not happened.
There's an OT coming towards mid right now.
Yeah?
Or Mexico.
The 234 generally has an advantage against the Sherman. He can load heat rounds, has a 100mm pen, and he has a slightly smaller target, and in some ways better armor. BT5 also making a move. If he can get a side shot, he can easily take out that Sherman. Not sure what ammo he had loaded there. It looks like it exploded. Definitely has APCR loaded now, though. Trying to take a shot through the building. M16 decrewed, kind of wasted an APCR shell, but progress is progress, that's certainly the case. Another bazooka single buyout. Definitely don't think that is the call, especially if he's not going to be very aggressive with them. We've definitely snuck a bazooka up to engage either the OT or the BT.
Sure, we took a shot at M3 Lee.
Really should just be moving the gang up on the Sherman. Instead he's letting himself get isolated. Looks like Aleksei has realized this, moving back in with the OT. Sherman takes a shot, misses. 234 bounces, hits the heavily angled front armor. Aleksei preemptively dumping flamethrower to protect himself. Not sure if he saw that bazooka squad working up. Looks like he could definitely be going for a spawn crush here, so he's playing it safe. I'm seeing Ranger AT out. I'm guessing this is probably the recoilless. Pretty sure that is the single buy for the Rangers. Dwayne definitely should be dumping SP at this point.
Sherman is taking another shot at M3 Lee, but her WP at it.
Fury should be out any moment here. Is he going to put into a Fury? Fury certainly make the difference. But I mean, does not have much to deal with that outside of the BS3. Could opt for an IS-1. IS-1 could also be a good choice. to get a foot to the metal. It's like a bazooka managed to hit the T-34 somehow.
Nice.
Or no, I think it missed the BT and then hit the lamppost. BT now finished off. About time that move was made. This is going to prompt Aleksei to push that back flag though. Singular guy.
Escape at a SU-85.
Probably not the choice at this moment. Certainly can kill a Sherman, but if a Fury pops out, it'd be a pretty one-sided fight. We're seeing a Scott out. Again, definitely not the call in my opinion. Probably should be dumping for Fury and support weapons or something. Get some sort of artillery out here to now clear out the well-entrenched Red Army soldiers. Laying some supporting fire as the infantry and the Sherman roll in. He is unfortunately loading HE, now swapping the AP. Does have a somewhat of a side shot on the Sherman. Bounces the Sherman. Takes the Sherman out with the AI.
And Dwayne's conga lining with his infantry once again.
The great conga line of doom. Oh, Fury is out though. Fury's in center. Knocks out the OT. Now just needs to go around and clear house with the tanks. And probably push up another Sherman again to clear out the Soviet infantry due to the lack of good AT. A jumbo would be perfect. Again, the Soviets don't really have much to deal with a jumbo reliably unless they get very close with APCR. SU-85 is just engaging some infantry. T-60 is take out the M16 though, and is looks like it might have it's landed some penetrating shots on the Scott. Scott burns out. Definitely should not be taking these vehicle casualties with the Fury on the field. Needs to concentrate his firepower. Looks like Aleksei has gone in for an SP T-34-85. Again, a serious disadvantage to go against that Fury. .76er jumbo veteran in from Dwayne.
That was a question of buy.
Against USSR, it's probably a good choice. He's still got 8 minutes until the ISU-122 shows up, so he doesn't have anything that can reliably pen a jumbo. He has no infantry AT capable of doing it, outside of some very lucky AT grenades. And the 85 needs to get pretty close with the APCR to pen it.
Yeah, but he already has a Fury to take care of the tanks. Why do you need a jumbo? I would much rather see like a mechanized Marine SP5 right now to push a point.
Well, infantry getting pushed up unsupported when he has all these tanks on the field and cut down. I mean, realistically, he probably could have went without the Fury and gone for the jumbo veteran. That probably would have been the better choice, just because it has more staying power. His shot T-60 misses. It is probably not long for this world. SU-85 not moving in to make any sort of reaction.
I think the jumbo has a shot at the 85 right now.
I feel like he can't see that. little bit of a grenade battle going on in that back left point. Southeastern point of middle. So he's going to take it from him as well. I'm going to put him at 5-1. That flag ticker is going to move fast. Dwayne really needs to start making the moves. Fury is pushing aggressively with a Congo line of infantry, but the infantry are going to take it. There's just not enough there to stop him. That Lee is still there, damaged. It's eating Aleksei CP. He's at 98 CP, basically getting no payback. Definitely poor CP management from both sides. Seeing another shock SMG and a gas out as a response to the armored rifle and the Fury. And that would have been good beforehand. It might be a little bit difficult to get that flamethrower in position now. Dwayne is making the moves. He is pushing forward, trying to regain the flags completely on that western side. Definitely the move. Not much there to support it. Fury is being super aggressive. Jumbo does take out T60 on the other side of the map. SU-85 is trying to respond. Not sure what the angle's like. Definitely can't see the SU-85. The SU-85 is within range. SU-85 takes a shot and bounces. Is he going to react though? More Congo lining going on. Congo lining from both sides going on over on the south. Jumbo Veteran is not responding, though that turret armor is probably thick enough on the side to bounce it as well. Yeah, he is now turning to engage. Does it have a good enough shot to fire on its own? Yes, it does. Misses and kills a rifleman. 85 does have a very low chance to just spall out the Jumbo, though Jumbo is now penetrated and crippled that SU-85.
More Congo lining on the west side. It is 85 engaging with the Fury.
Oh, that's bad. Mechanized shock SMG out for the Red Army Flayers, along with snipers and Marine MG. Try and reinforce that side.
Dwayne's got a Congo line in the same point again.
Great Congo line of doom. Believe. If it didn't work last time, it'll certainly work this time. Jumbo 76 would definitely not be put to its full use. I would say he's pretty much CP locked at this point. Needs to be more aggressive. Although it is 4-3, 143 to 20, so the game is over here shortly. Dwayne, I think, might have a little bit of SP left. I think the Jumbo is 9 and the Fury is 8, so we should have 3 if I recall. So he could try the dump at the last second here, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. I think that's going to be game. Dwayne is just not coordinated enough to launch the combined arms assault needed to break through. Aleksei just breaking him apart piece by piece.
Pushing pretty aggressively on the east side.
I mean, he has to at this point. I mean, there's nothing that the Red Army can really do about it for the most part. Unless he lands an AT grenade in the rear. But that's game. Fairly crushing defeat. Anyhow, guys, we will go to a little bit of break, and we'll be back shortly with the next game.
With the coming of spring, 1944, the winter stalemate in Italy was broken. Our forces slowly resumed fighting their way up the west coast of the Italian boot toward Rome against bitter German opposition. The British advanced up the east coast in the face of equally bitter opposition. In the Pacific, troops of the 1st Cavalry Division landed on Los Negros and Manus Islands in the Admiralty Group to wipe out all Japanese resistance and complete occupation of the entire group of islands. We landed large forces at Hollandia and Aitape on the north coast of New Guinea. General Stilwell and his troops were fighting the Japanese in Burma. This was global warfare on a scale never known before. Less than 3 years before, Hitler had addressed the Reichstag.
Germany, Italy, and Japan will wage common war upon the United States to a victorious conclusion.
In Rome, his fascist partner had declared,
Fascist Italy and National Socialist Germany, ever closely linked, participate from today on the side of heroic Japan against the United States.
A Japanese militarist joined the derisive chorus.
Americans have radios, automobiles, big beefsteaks. When a people has those things, they don't want to fight. Americans won't sleep in hammocks or lie in trenches. They are like a tiger whose stomach is full. They are sleepy.
The American is no soldier.
The American, no soldier. And yet there he was, carrying the fight to the boastful aggressor. The self-acclaimed Superman was learning to his bitter surprise and sorrow the fighting qualities of the American soldier. It seems the aggressors had made a slight miscalculation.
In Italy, our forces pushed on through rain and mud, over mountains, across rivers, toward Rome. Our power drive up the Italian boot forced the enemy to divert 30 of his divisions from France and the Low Countries, weakening his defenses along the English Channel coast, where our invasion of France was soon to come. We now had an army numbering millions of soldiers. We now had 150,000 armored vehicles as compared to the 29 tanks the Army had in 1940. 400,000 artillery pieces were now engaged in the war effort compared to the 235 available in 1940. From a 1940 production capacity of 117 aircraft a month, we were now producing 9,000 planes of all types a month, a plane every 5 minutes, 12 an hour. Here now was an air arm.
That's us on this map. Questionable, in my opinion.
Alright, we are back, guys, with game 2 between Aleksei and Dwayne Johnson. Dwayne has swapped to SS, and he had picked Tarkov. So we have an SS versus Red Army matchup. 3, 2, 1, why do you think SS is a sus choice on this map?
Again, in a 1v1 quantity over quality, we need a lot of troops, a lot of infantry on the front to make pushes and defend. And SS is quantity over quality. SS is more, it has a very high skill ceiling, yes, but has a very low skill floor, meaning that most players are just gonna suck as SS.
I mean, SS definitely has a lot of cheaper options. They don't have a ton of options in that middle skill, like long range category. They do shift a little bit towards the higher skill, and they do have fodder options. Really, on a map like this with a lot of rolling hills, you should probably be making use of Sturm Grenadiers and get your CQC. I think that is perfectly adequate. Sturm Grenadiers getting you snipers as well to pick off the troublesome MG in spots. And of course, SS can also just full dump into the Veteran Panzer Grenadier SP buy, which is very strong sniper, 2 MGs, 10s and fast 100s. And of course a half track, though not particularly useful against Red Army.
Are you spectating Dwayne or are you spectating?
Don't swap, it's too late at this point. We are seeing a PZB early on in the opening. That is definitely a mistake for Dwayne. This map is slightly unbalanced. It was not designed for 1v1s. Dwayne spawns in the slightly worse spawn in the southeast corner, while Dwayne spawns more central, or Aleksei spawns more central in the western part. So we will get to the middle faster. SSVT out for the SS, not going to trade very well at this range, even losing the SMGs. He's picking up a kill here and there. This is a pretty bad opening for the SS. Definitely should have opened with that AT rifle either. Aleksei pushing deep now. He's all the way into the back line on the middle and the north. Not much in the way to stop him either. Could see a spawn crush. Gas 67 followed by more single buys. We are seeing the Gebirgsjäger CQC out by the looks of it.
If on this map, it's kind of a bad move.
Actually, these are
Grenadiers.
These are the regular Gebirgsjäger. CBZ is pretty much solo carrying. Oh, there he goes. Dwayne Johnson at the moment. Dwayne has armed the train. Unfortunately, the train is bugged and does not move. He is trying. Probably not the greatest use of micro.
I think we should really start doing guides.
This is not dopamine.
This is most definitely not dopamine here.
You said you were gonna write your guide 321. I'm not seeing it. I got a whole section just for you.
Give me that section then, I guess.
Aleksei isn't doing terrible. He's definitely not exploiting as much as he could. Dwayne is definitely choking a bit here. Free move is definitely not the option, that is for sure. Just needs to be in better positions with better buys. The SSVT not cutting it, nor the Grenadiers, or the Gebirgsjäger. Elite MGs were getting into their positions with those short-range infantry would. Dwayne did manage to retake that rear point on the north side, though. Doesn't look like it will be for long, though. There's aggression. We are seeing a crazy amount of AT rifles for Aleksei. 4 AT rifles. That might be a bit excessive.
No, I would say it's the right amount. For this big of a map. RNG.
That's certainly true. Actually, we're seeing now he has the AT rifle single buy, so now he has 7 AT rifles.
Alright, a little excessive. Please.
Sniper out as well now. He may be trying to use the AT rifles in the anti-infantry role as well. One shot and they break cover if they hit. Kill ratio's gotta be painful, and it is almost 2-to-1. Dwayne not Congo lining, but certainly not paying enough attention. He is just kind of walking into fire over on the northern side. Is able to recapture the point, but he is walking into a line of guns. even with the MG. MG eats a Molotov as a result. We are seeing a Storm Grenadier out, so he does have a sniper, though I don't have high hopes that he will micro that to its fullest potential. Dwayne. Looks like it could definitely be crushing his position more. There's just not a lot to defend these things. He is over on the north. All he needs to do is close and start chucking grenades over the middle, and he'll take those, and there's essentially nothing on the south side. Aleksei instead lets his soldiers spend their time gunning down the most ferocious enemy of all, the chicken.
Chickens are pretty dangerous, bird flu.
We have the parallel Congo line free move play going on in the middle now from Dwayne. Don't think that's going to work out for him. Lux now out. Fairly immune from the PTRs from the front, although it can potentially pen, but with this many on the field, he is almost certainly going to eat side shots, and that will be the end of that. Before he takes out this Gaz, though. Down it goes. More snipers out from Aleksei. No reaction with the AT rifles yet, though. First one is just out of range. The other one is also just out of range, although there's a bit of a hill in the way for the side shot. Aleksei could just go Stalin's gamble or mass assault and pretty much roll over Aleksei, but he is banking. We are seeing an Su-76 out though. That will kill the Lux if he stays at range. One of the PTRs took a shot at the Lux, but I'm not seeing any within range. Looks like it might have been a manual. PTRT picking up kill in the center on a Storm Grenadier. Sniper being pushed dangerously far forward for Aleksei as the giant Congo line of assault SMGs coming out by the looks of it. No, these are all single buys once again. Su-76 moving in position to kill the Lux. Has to be careful of the range though. He is just outside the Lux range. Lux is definitely seeing him. Is Dwayne going to react in time? Doesn't look like it. Down it goes. Dwayne once again needs to be full dumping that SP, and he's not. A great single buy Congo line continues from Aleksei. So now resecuring that back point along the north side as well. Again, looking pretty dire. Dwayne is finally investing some officers. He has bought the pack, mechanized pack buy. Don't think that is the choice right now. There's just not much in the way of Soviet armor, just the Su-76 currently. Probably should have just waited for the Hetzer. And put the rest into infantry. He desperately needs. Aleksei hasn't invested in officers yet, despite being over the CP cap, and we let him know in the intergame that he really should be doing so.
No, but let him cook though. Let him cook.
What's he cooking? 3, 2, 1.
I think he's cooking some Germans right now. In the
He's-
middle.
He is cooking some Germans. That was an eternal state of being for the Russian player. Cooking Germans.
I don't know if I was Dwayne right now, I would say AI and RNG diff right now.
That's some cope. 3, 2, 1.
What else?
Not really a whole lot to comment on here. Pretty passive, just kind of Congo lines throwing each other's general direction.
I kind of like this from Dwayne. He's actually fine where being pushing with it.
Yeah, but he's not able to trade into the Russian player at all. Not really weakening him, just temporarily grabbing a point. All of the valuable Soviet infantry is also in the back, so it is not the one side. Plenty of AT rifles, machine guns, and snipers. Though I think the one sniper pushed up and died. One of the packs is still left behind at spawn.
Oh, that's good about the OTSP buy.
One of the packs is deployed, but it's not within range of the Su-76. Line tanks can certainly be obnoxious on this map, not as much as this rendition as the old, but certainly still can be. There are spots they can hide behind. Dwayne finally moving out that last buy of the pack. Not sure where he had sent the other one off to. There's one on the southern side. When he's just deployed, I'm not sure where the other. There's the other one. In a fairly useless spot. Does have a little bit of a line of sight over the middle, but certainly not where the T-34 right is.
At the words.
Sovereign being sovereign, trying to chill, not saying anything.
Yep, but totally a weirdo.
It's going to be very hard for Dwayne to come back now if he keeps those Sturmoviks with the Panzerfaust on that ridgeline. Inside of a flamethrower tank. Simply just going to be a grenade war of attrition.
My favorite. A little doping in there.
Kill scores have out a little bit, but the flag count and the overall game score says otherwise. So maybe I was a little bit wrong in my assessment. Dwayne has managed to put a little bit of a dent in his defenses, but he still didn't get the valuable troops. Dwayne still has 9 SP left. I think the mechanized pack is 8. I do see a singular Hetzer out. Is there a second one somewhere? Yes, he did get the dual Hetzer by. We're not seeing it applied. I'm also going to be real with you. I'm a little suspicious that Dwayne is watching the stream, because every buy that I have mentioned that he should be buying, he certainly buys a minute after.
I think you're a little paranoid, Imperator. You would never.
Maybe. Maybe I am. More Storm Grenadiers getting pushed out. These look like these are actually the Storm Grenadier heavy. I definitely wouldn't invest in them, although it's an option. Rather just get an elite MG and the normal Storm Grenadiers. Still get the sniper either way, it's just the difference of the MG. T-34 takes out a Hetzer. Was it sideways? It's a very unlikely kill. That would be why then. Pack was also pushed up and died. Or is decrewed, I should say. Pack trying to engage the T-34. He's just barely showing over that hill. Down the pack goes. Looks like several of the Sturmovix with the Panzerfaust did die though. So he could potentially just Rambo in there with the other Hetzer. Be a bit risky though. Looks like he has full broken the northern side again though. Hetzer does kill off the T-34, or Flame T-34, and the Sturmovik that was there. Bazooka incoming. Bazooka will struggle to penetrate the Hetzer from the front though, can certainly do it from the side. Again, he just needs to be aggressive with that Hetzer. The Soviet lack of heavy infantry AT is apparent. One of the buffs I could give Red Army, by the way, 321, is I could give their shock rifle and shock SMG a chance to get a Panzerfaust or two.
Oh, it's a little too OP.
You think?
I don't know.
Even if it was a shitty Panzerfaust?
Well, it should be a good Panzerfaust, like a Panzerfaust 60.
That's what the Riders
Yeah, I
currently
think
have.
I think that should be a good idea over there. Just give him a chance of it.
The train is evil. I don't think you can kill it. Yeah, certainly trying.
It's red for him, so that should be good.
Ten to 3. Most of the SP is now spent for the SS and still not in much of an advantage to press. anywhere. Looks like this game and match is going to end up going to Dwayne. Unless we see a great reversal. 60 making moves. Panzerfaust miss. Looks like it might kill off this pack. Panzerfaust takes a shot, misses. Oh, it's brutal. RNG diff. RNG diff. Dwayne with a panic Panzer III.
Hetzer miss.
Hetzer misses. And the Panzer III hit. Hetzer AI not going to take another shot. It's got the building blocking it, I think. Or maybe not. The fence. Does take the shot, and it does go down. But I think that's just the nail in the coffin, disrupting him even more.
Not much dopamine in this match. I was still will see the chain move.
You can bother Terra and Wobble to fix it since they added it. Just ping the shit out of them. Don't actually. He is vexed. Why is he vexed? Slimewagon. Slimewagon would have been good to see a long time ago. Even if it did just immediately die to a billion anti-tank rifles. Not entirely sure what he's vexed about. Is he vexed about the train? That Panzer wagon about to meet its fate to a T-34, most likely. Flamethrowers, and that will quickly end that. And decruit. Now he has a free flame Panzer wagon just to close out the game. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be GG for this one. Wait for this to end here, but we will catch you next time, likely Thursday at 12 p.m. EST for the game Tank General versus Diogenes. Tank General is a fairly decent player from my understanding, and Dio used to be a good player, although he hasn't played in quite some time. But yeah, so we will catch you guys next time, and see you then.
With the coming of spring, 1944, the winter stalemate in Italy was broken. Our forces slowly resumed fighting their way up the west coast of the Italian boot toward Rome against bitter German opposition. The British advanced up the east coast in the face of equally bitter opposition.